Hey everyone, this week I'm going over the different inspections that buyers will ask to have done before purchasing a home. And today I'm going to talk about the most common one is the general inspection. The general inspection has a general inspector come out to the house. They stay about 2 hours. So it does take some time, and it is very important that the buyer is there. The reports themselves are like 30 to 40 pages, if not 50. So it can be very, very overwhelming if you are not at the inspection and then you're trying to look over it after the fact. Whereas if you are there at the inspection, the inspector will go around the entire house from roof to basement, making sure you know the house. You kind of have a history of the house in that report to know like what things you need to watch for, things that you're going to need to possibly ask the seller to fix prior to closing. They look at the different like electrical, the plumbing, they check out the AC, the furnace. So all of the main mechanicals and all the main things of the house, that's kind of what the general inspector does. And then you as a buyer, when you go to actually do a removal of contingencies, the ROC, that is where the things that are concerning you the most, that is where you ask the seller to fix them. So this is the negotiating that will come after the inspections are complete. And there are some buyers that, if they have an electrician in the family, great, they're not going to be too concerned about electrical stuff. However, if they do not, which most do not, have an electrician in their back pocket, they actually will ask the seller to fix a lot of the electrical stuff that comes up, just because electrical stuff is not safe. And it is always important to understand, as a seller, you want to sell your home and you want it to be safe and inhabitable. So if something on that removal of contingencies is asking you to do something to make that house safe, it is important that you understand that and that you accommodate and you come to negotiations on what you can do to make sure that the safety things get handled that came up in the report. Now, some people will get confused with the appraisal, especially with FHA and VA. They will say that the bank is, sending their appraiser out, and they think that that's the same thing as the general inspection. That is not the case. FHA and VA, they do have appraisers that go out, but that is protecting the bank. It is not protecting you. So you as a buyer, you do the general home inspection for yourself. That's why you need to be there, and you need to understand everything that you're asking from the seller to fix. Some of the things, it's just a honey to-do list. It's going to be things that you pay attention to down the road once you buy the home, things you'll get done immediately. But the biggest thing is understanding that you may ask for, 10 items to be fixed, but be aware the seller is not responsible and may not agree to all 10 things. This is negotiating. The seller will look at those items, and if there's things on there that they can do, they will definitely will come to terms and say, hey, I'll do those things. But usually if you ask for 10 items, you might only get, 5 or 6 items that they're actually really willing to do for you. So definitely be aware that asking, you're not going to get everything that you ask for. However, if you don't ask, you never know, they would have possibly done it for you. So don't be afraid to ask, but also don't hold the seller to such a standard that you expect them to do everything that you ask for. So hopefully that helps with the general inspection. If you have if you need more information on the general inspections, definitely let me know. I have a handful of inspectors that has inspected for my family, that has inspected for all my clients, and they've done a wonderful job. They're all licensed in the state of Ohio, and I would love to recommend them to you. So any questions at all, feel free, give me a call or text anytime.